Well, I'm Chris, and this is my making square body mini tubs video. So that bed floor is out of a 1/2 ton, the red one's out of a 1 ton, the truck is a cab and chassis 1 ton, red fenders 1/2 ton, black fenders, I have no idea. The point is, if you have a 73 through 91 square body like this, all those parts are pretty much the same. So in this video, we're only fabricating the mini tubs. We're taking 2 of those and turning them into one of the 16-inch ones. For half the price it would cost to buy new ones. We are going to have a video coming where we're actually doing the mini tub, showing you how to cut all that stuff out and give you a real good idea. But all we're doing today is messing with these. Let's put the square body mini tub in perspective. So all these floors are the same, all of these are the same. You can see the factory number is about 11 inches. And the extended ones they sell already made like this are 16 inches, and that's what we're going to make in this video. But you see why they use 16, because you're right here on the safe side on the inside of the spring. Now this is a cabin chassis, 63.5 inch narrow factory rear end, so the normal truck tires will be obviously sticking out right here, but that is a dually. So in case you are interested in doing this to your square body, please think about giving up your 4 feet for your sheetrock and your plywood. So try not to do this just for looks. Do it because you have to. Obviously I have to. Look at my narrowed rear end. The freaking tire is hitting it, so I have no choice but to mini tub mine. And that really is something to think about, because if you ever haul plywood or sheetrock, you're gonna have to haul it in there like that, all goofy. So you want to buy or make your mini tubs before you cut your bed. They were going to do some kind of air ride project with this, but they actually cut it too big. That's why I had to get that other bed floor over there. Think about stuff like that. So if you are serious about doing this, pay attention to this video. I'm going to make it very easy to understand. We're going to need some bolts. These are 7/16 cutoff wheel. So familiarize yourself with these bolt holes right here. There is no left and right. They are all the same. Once we figured out which one we want showing, watch how we stack these. We got the little board built up right there, and remember those holes. So remember the holes, all you're doing is lining up the holes in the middle. Come over here to the other side, line up the holes in the middle. So you see how we use that center bolt hole? That's why we have these bolts, because now we need to trim that thing down, and we're going to run these in there to give us a fixed 100% position. So the factory tubs are 11 inches, and I want you to see where this line is. So we have our perfect 16 inches right here. You have to be very careful how you cut this. We want that one to show more. So plan your project out. You may do yours a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead and cut this slice all the way off, but for right now, do not mess with those, because you need to bolt those two together. You're going to take your 2 bolts. So we're about 5 minutes in the project. We cut that piece off, bolted it up, and you can see the secret is using that 7/16 bolt right there and nut. You can see on the other side right there. So we got our perfect 16 inches, and you can see how clean this thing looks. It's ready to be custom fit, whether you want to lap weld it, butt weld it, whatever. We're about to butt weld it, but everything's looking real uniform, real straight. Now we got to cut that inside one out. So we put the check mark on that one because we wanted most of it to show. Got to remember the old one is 11 inches, so it's hanging out all the way up to right here, so we need to cut it back. So now you have to decide whether you want to lap weld this or butt weld it. I'm going to butt weld mine, so I'm going to go ahead and just draw this line right here and cut on that line. So I'm going to butt weld mine up. The white line is where I'm going to cut. Now we need to make a temporary jig so we don't screw this thing all up. So we're going to move this over the edge. So this to the edge is a stationary point. So now we know exactly how far apart these need to be, because we're going to cut straight down that white line. I was talking about leaving that bolt in there in case you're scared or new at this. You get what I'm saying? Like butt weld that or lap weld that, and then at the end take that off so it doesn't move or separate. But I'm comfortable with this, so I'm going to go ahead and cut straight down that white line. Well, not down the line, but on this side of it. So remember, we just square that to the edge. We're right inside of our pencil mark. Almost a perfect cut. Let me clean this thing up and get it ready to weld. So we got this thing ready to tack up. It's sitting square. It's inside our pencil line. It should be fine. So if you decide to butt weld it, it is going to get sketchy because the parts get real flimsy and jiggly. You can see we got the other side good, but this side, the hole's a little bit higher. Not a big deal. Just as long as they look good on the top, that shows. That's what we're going for. I'm going to go ahead and get these things welded up, and we'll look at them when we're blasting or whatever we're going to do to get them ready for paint. So I got them welded up all the way, starting to grind that down. We need to get the paint off of this because it has like 3 or 4 coats. So we're just using aircraft remover. So this paint's being difficult. Let me go ahead and get them stripped, but this is all we're using. So that's what we cut off, and this is what we ended up with. So just priming the welds for now will do, because the paint remover does not want to remove that paint, so I'm having to grind it all off, and it's a freaking nightmare. Mini tub's looking pretty good. Check out that wheel clearance we got now. Remember, that dually wheel is right up against that spring, about 1 inch. The 16-inch tub is going to bring us about right here. So 16 inches, giving us plenty of room right there. Everything passes the test. So your biggest con is not having the 4 feet for your sheetrock and plywood. Gonna have to sit in there like that. So I have $100 in this project. Was that worth it compared to buying new ones for $300? If I had to do it over, I would buy new ones, simply because I didn't know the paint was going to be this hard to get off. So these had several coats of paint. The paint remover wouldn't even take it off. That's why we didn't get to paint them in this video. So for me, building the truck, I need to save as much money as possible, so it was worth it for me. But if that's your only project, even if those were $500 a piece, it would be a better idea to buy them pre-made and pre-fabbed, but they are only $150 a piece. So way better deal. If I had to do it over, I would just buy new ones. So $150 for me is a big deal, because I had to go buy the rest of my wheels. So far so good. The dimensions are right. Everything passes the test. We're having the next video actually installing the mini tubs on that bed and cutting everything out, trying to make them look as factory as possible. That's the goal in this project, to make it look like it came like that. So if you're just checking out the channel, I'm doing the mini tub because I'm running the semi wheels. I just got my adapters and I just bought all my wheels, and I can't even start to fit them on there with the bed because the axle is too short and they hit the inner fender. So I have to do this mini tub. So I did get 4 of these Freightliner wheels. Those are the main wheels on the truck, but I did get 2 of these round holes in case I want to run them on one side, but they will be inners. Now these Alcoas, they'll tell you they're all the same, but they're not. The holes in those are actually bigger. He already said I could take it back, and hopefully I could find that one, but it doesn't matter. But just let you know, I did get all the wheels. Adapters came in. That's why we're trying to do this, so I can start fitting the wheels. So stay tuned for the next video where we're going to install the mini tubs. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Very cool. Don't ever kill bugs like this.